y'all. Today I'm gonna share a story time, and then tell provide a lesson. So I'm gonna tell you about the time that I experienced a visit from a spiritual entity, and how that experience in 2021 led me to an epiphany that I had last night that I just had to share. So here's the story. Picture it. Atlanta 2021. This is February, the night of the Super Bowl, in fact. And I was taking a nap as I did every evening. I used to work at night. I used to work, I think at that time I was working from either 8 to 4 or 7 to 3. Anyway, so I took a nap every night. I used to work for the Georgia Crisis and Access line, which is basically now is 988. So anyway, I'm taking a nap and I wake up before my alarm goes off. And I woke up to the show Ratched. That show with Sarah Paulson is made by Ryan Murphy. Anyway, so I'm laying on my couch. I fallen asleep with it on, and I woke up and I could see it playing on the screen. And so, as I tried to raise up from the couch, I realized I'm stuck. So I'm like, oh heck, you know what this is? This is sleep paralysis, because that happens to me. Back then it was happening more often than I would like it to. So I'm like, okay, this is what it is. This is a sleep paralysis, or the witch was riding me, as my mom would say, boomer stuff. But anyway, but as soon as I could think that thought, I felt the it was the most calm peace come over me. It was, and a warmth as well. So keep in mind, I'm laying on the couch. I am in a horizontal position, and it feels like I'm laying on someone's lap. Like I could literally feel the warmth radiating off of that person, and I feel like enveloped in warmth and enveloped in peace. It was like, don't fight it. Like, keep in mind, I wasn't exchanging actual words with this entity. It was just like, it was communicated to me somehow, just be calm, don't fight it. So okay, I'm laying there and I can't move. I'm still frozen. And it seems like my head is in someone's lap. So now I'm thinking, the wheels are turning. I'm like, who could this be? Like, is this my dad? Keep in mind, I'm living alone, but I'm like, I didn't invite my dad over, and he certainly would have called me if he was coming. Or who is this? This is like, I was seeing somebody at the time, but I was like, I know I didn't let him in, and why would I be laying in his lap like this? And it just felt so peaceful and so warm. So I laid there. It felt like it went on for a while, but it was probably just a couple of minutes. And then as soon as that warmth and peace, that calm came over me, it was gone. And so then I could move again. I got up, did my thing, prepared for work, whatever. And so then that night, every Sunday night, our supervisor would have like a check-in with us, and I love this supervisor. Like this, she's actually my soror, and she's just so sweet. Like, she has her own practice. She's a therapist. She has her own practice to this in the present. So she would always check in with us, and that meant so much to me back then, because like it felt so alone. Like, I know work from home seems like, oh cool, you don't gotta drive in, you don't deal with traffic and all this, that, and the third, but it can get really lonely. So those meetings meant a lot to me. I would say her name, but I don't have permission or anything, so thank you. But anyway, I was telling her about the experience that I had, and she was like, I because this is what I was asking. I was like, who do you think that was? Or what do you think that experience was supposed to mean for me? And she was like, probably one or two things. She said, it's either, it's God letting you know you're going through a hard time, but I'm here. You may feel alone, but I'm with you. Or she said it could be that maybe you're about to go through a really tough time, and that's the way that the divine is letting you know this is tough, but you're not alone. And so that was 2021, and I think about that on and off to this day. And last night was one of those nights I was thinking about, and it was heavily on my mind. And I was thinking about what was happening at that time that it could have been. So, like, I agree with her that it likely was the presence of the Holy Spirit, of the divine spirit. But then I thought about what's happened at that time, and I told you this was around Super Bowl 2021. Around that time, my grandfather was very ill. My mom's dad, he was very ill. He was about to transition. And then I thought, what if that was him astral projecting and letting me know, there will be some times ahead in your life and things that you're going through now that you feel alone, but you're not. I'm a part of that team, and y'all know what team I'm referring to. That team we can't necessarily see. I'm behind you. I'm with you. Don't, you might be alone in the 3D, but you're not alone. So anyway, I was thinking about that last night, and then also it popped into my mind about how we talk about, or people tell you that God spoke to them, or they had a message from the divine, or the Holy Spirit is having a conversation with them. And it reminded me of a conversation that I had with a friend back in 2020. This conversation happened about 8 months prior to this experience, and he was telling me how he talks to God. And admittedly, I was a little jealous because I'm like, God doesn't talk to me. Like, what's wrong with me? Because every time I have like a Reiki session, or I see a healer, they're telling me your crown is open. God is here. He's with you. He's speaking to you. You've got that connection with him. But I never heard him talk. Bear in mind, when people would tell me, and this particular person I was talking to, or tell me about them having conversations with God, I'm literally thinking it's a conversation as if I'm talking to y'all right now. Like, you could hear my voice. What's funny is anytime I think about someone talking to God, I imagine he would sound like President Obama. That might be weird, but anyway, that's just me. So I was thinking about that experience that I had, and then also about like talking to God, and because I've been like on this journey for a long time now, like trying to tap in, if you know what I mean. And so it came to me like I had a light bulb moment. Baby doll, God is speaking to you, and you might not be getting it like you think it's supposed to come. So what I mean is, I'm not clairaudient. I don't hear voices. I've never had one of those third man syndrome, or what do they call it, the third man experience, where you hear a voice that's outside of your own. I've never had anything like that, but I am clairsentient. I get things through feelings. And so it came to me. This is the message that came to me. God is going to speak to you in a language that is only for you, only that you will understand, that you will hear. So for example, again, as I mentioned, I'm clairsentient. I can feel feelings, like I try to tap in. So the way God speaks to me is through, like, sometimes you just got a gut feeling. Like, you can't really put it into words, but something is telling you or like, that's God speaking to you. That's God speaking to me. Also, I'm also a therapist, as y'all know, and I have a background in psychology, and in that field we are trained to notice patterns. So patterns in behavior, patterns in speech, just patterns. And I've always been a person that patterns stick out to me. So if I'm seeing things like numbers repeating, or I'm seeing like, okay, for instance, this happened recently, over the course of like a couple of months, clients were saying the same thing, like they were going through a similar experience, same script, different cast type of thing going on. And so obviously there's different things going on around it, but where I am now in my professional career, I can parse it down to the atom, to the smallest uh unit. Like, this is what it is, this is the lesson that's supposed to come from this is the meaning behind this. And so that's how he speaks to me, through like patterns, through messages, because again, I'm also a linguistic learner, through words that stick out. And I've been hearing from many people and from many sources, share your spiritual gifts, share your spiritual gifts, over and over as of late. And that's how he speaks to me. So if this is something that y'all have wondered too, why doesn't God talk to me? He's talking to you, but are you tapped in? Are you really listening? Are you being still? So you can notice these patterns, notice these numbers that you're seeing, notice these situations that you're being put in that are like same script, different cast situations. That is the Lord speaking to you. Just like that day back in February 2021, I still don't know to this day if that was a visit by the Holy Spirit himself, or it was one of my grandfathers that have passed on. It was some masculine, very sweet masculine spirit. I don't know who that was, but that was a message, just like my soror/supervisor told me, that was the Lord sending himself or a divine messenger. I got you, like, you're okay, you are never alone. So y'all let me know if you've ever experienced something like that, some type of like heavenly or celestial presence. Maybe you're visited by an angel, or maybe share with me how God speaks to you. Does he speak to you through repeating numbers? Does he speak to you through like experiences that you're having over and over? Or is it like, a voice, somebody talking to you? Let me know. Let's tap in, because I do want to create a community. A lot of times with people that are around me and people that I encounter, they're like, we on a whole other plane. Like, I be want to talk about like aliens and astral projecting, and they talking about like celebrity gossip. Like, we're not the same. So like, I can't be the only one like that. So please tap in. Let me know what spiritual experiences that you have had. How does the divine, how does the Holy Spirit talk to you? Let me know. Welcome home. Like, this is for y'all. I know I'm not the only one out here like this, but anyway, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I hope y'all have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.